And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another special episode of the Simply Awesome Podcast. I know it's been a minute. The last time we did this, Royal? February or something like that?
About a month or so ago.
A month or so ago, you know. I'm
not
gonna lie to y'all, but Royal has been messing up the pod. Right now, he's dealing with his 18th baby mother. So we have not seen this man in like the past 6 or 7 weeks. So
I ain't got no kids, bro, but life has been getting in the way. Change going on over here. Change going over. Change for the better though. Change for the better though. You know it.
Yeah, I mean, he got away from the kids. What happened?
You funny.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be back. I'm getting into a little bit training more, going to the gym a little bit more, getting into a couple programs to get that education up.
Yeah.
My student loans were canceled, thank God. Oh yeah. The program that Biden implemented the other day that is going through. If you have your application, it is going through.
Yes, sir. We need all that money.
It's a slow process. It's a slow process. Stuff getting handled, but it is going through. So yeah, they all out here canceling them. They're going the student loans, man. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for everybody.
And that's an extraordinary thing, especially during times that we're in where it's hard to come by $1, much less having to pay back $20,000-$30,000 of fucking debt that that in some instances people had to do it.
Oh yeah,
just to try to make a way for them to have a better chance at life, versus maybe not even having a better option, But
okay, definitely, they filed a settlement just now. They filed a settlement. I think they got like $6 billion to get this done, and they are slowly letting out the people. So yeah, they all canceling people loans. You will be contacted eventually.
Eventually. And I forgot to introduce this podcast in case you didn't know, or your first time listeners. I am #Poppy, co-host Royalstatik. Also, our third co-host isn't here tonight, but it's Miss Patty Mayo, extra Mayo as we call her. We are the Simply Awesome Podcast, man. We just want to try to get you out the day so what's happening in the streets and what's been going on. I know we haven't been on here too recently, so just give people a little update about what's been going on in our lives. You want to start, Ro?
Yeah, it's a lot to catch up on, man. Well, personally, again, like I said, I'm going on get a little bit more to fitness real quick, try to get my education out real quick, get some things moving real quick. I'm back streaming on Twitch again, so back doing that real quick.
That's right.
Try to get sister in that. Move a couple things, nothing crazy, but healthy, still C19 free, wash my hands, whatever they gotta do. Just living life, trying to stay in a positive space.
Yeah, man, we all trying to live life, and I know for me personally, between teaching and trying to help out with my dad. Currently, my dad's still, he's in the hospital. He's stable condition right now, but I've been dealing with a lot this year with teaching and dealing with him. So I've been trying to keep my mental health, at tip-top shape. Getting a lot of responsibility over this past year, I would say. It's kind of challenging, but so I'm ready to prepare for it. It's all about hard work and dedication, man. And what I really want to do is just get back to what I love doing. I love podcasting. I love expressing my thoughts and opinions on things as well. Doing this with Royal, each and every time.
Yes,
and glad to have Mayo along aboard, and I just really want to get back to giving you guys as much content as possible. You may think that podcasting should be a simple thing to do or do it conviently. It's not.
No, man, you got to call time on your schedule to do this. This is not something to just pick up.
Yeah, we got to parlay, or
you got to deal with different people's schedules.
Schedule for certain things, right? And you got to take into account of people's mental health and their day-to-day has to fit into other people's day to day, depending on what's going on.
Very true. Very
It's
true.
tough, but if there's a will and you can make a way, we're gonna try to make it happen. So
Yes, sir.
and man, it's crazy. We started back in 2020, and now 2023.
Yeah,
So all these episodes done ingrained and it's still amazing that we even this far in, right?
Yeah, a lot of pods don't make it this far.
A lot of pods totally give up, but we're gonna keep on making that effort, to try to entertain you guys, tell you guys the real, and this is definitely therapy, I would say, and first time listeners, last time listeners, man, I want you guys just stick with us, to the end, right? We've definitely seen the world shape in different forms over these past few years with killer bees and aliens and COVID-19 and
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Transition of presidents and the rioting of the Capitol.
The old world as we knew it is dead. There's no more going back to that. That's officially gone.
Oh yeah, everything is been ratified. And
I have a question for you, real quick, because I know you're a teacher and everything, but how do you feel about some places go back to digital only now for teaching?
How do I feel about
because everything that's going on, some places are going back to digital only.
You mean virtual?
Yeah, well, virtual classes. Yeah, you know what I mean.
How do I feel about it? I would say now, well, at least at my school, we have access to laptops already in school. So I would say it's not necessarily, the greatest of things, depending on that student's mental capabilities as far as or their brain stimulation as far as them being able to sit and pay attention to exactly what the teacher is doing and when to be complicit with actually being geared and learning things, And also everybody's technology doesn't work the same as others, depending on whatever they're in.
Everybody don't have access to Wi-Fi, everybody don't have the computers and stuff, so I understand that part.
And it's hard to really keen on how each student is doing because I'm not there physically over their shoulder making sure that they're doing everything correct, right? And remember, everything is all within a time window for each class. So you're talking about like maybe a 65-minute class to where I'm trying to teach content. And let's say if one or two students doesn't get or understand what I'm saying, that takes away from that time, right? So that's 10 minutes, 20 minutes of non-teaching time. That takes away a whole lesson for the most part, right? Mm-hmm. So it's best, I would say, for me, it would be best to have students come to school. That way that they have the hands-on, somebody who's right there to assist you, right? And to guide you along. Not only that, we have seeing that we have access to technology. That's also a bonus piece to not only have the teacher, but to also have maybe students who are more adept with the technology as well, to have that at the disposal as well, other than them just being, essentially cast off to being virtual only, but they don't have that extra piece to be had, right? So I would say, students need to come to a learning environment, whether it's a direct public school or wherever type of learning center that they can get extra assistance with. I think those are more viable learning experiences, right? Versus with virtual, it's more or less college oriented for more developed students. If that makes sense, right?
It can be. I would assume it can be because of based on
So
depending on the student.
so my point is that not each student is going to be able to be like, okay, this is a link for me to access my work, to start up the computer like this, type in this, that, there. So you're assuming that they also have the technology piece as far as learning ability to automatically do what they need to do, right? So that would be a assumption, right?
That's an assumption, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
well, all the technology they got, I would
not just
assume they'll
as
be able to do
simple
these simple
as,
steps.
oh, hey, let's just do virtual. Granted, it might be a safer space for them from instances of to where some extreme things happen at schools to where we're going to get into a little bit later, but just because you go virtual, and this is probably a different take than what I had previously, with having everybody go virtual. There's drawbacks to to technology as well as advantages as well. But
I can see that.
But for students who might not have those learning capabilities or haven't learned how to harness their academia, it's going to be a little bit more complex, if that makes sense.
I got you.
Any more questions, Roy? Oh, you have any pushback?
I have a little bit of pushback on it because for most students, because of all the technology they actually do have, they can instantly get on whatever they want to. I would say most students, not all, but most students have the foreknowledge of these things to be able to do it. They can do whatever they want mostly. Because they can hop on Instagram, hop on this, hop on that, do whatever they want to do. Obviously, for the most part, generally.
Okay, that's fine.
Say,
but
if they have access to the internet, they have access to laptops, or whatever, they would generally be able to do these things.
Okay.
Generally, let's just say generally, they would mostly be able to do this.
But
of course, we have outliers where people. We have outliers, of course. We have outliers in the system where they either go one way where they don't have access to technology, or they just don't feel like going to shit. Of course, those are outliers, and anywhere in between where they can't get it.
Yeah, but
whatever. But those are outliers. That's not the majority of people, though.
Well, I work in Baltimore City public school, so most of these students have IEPs, behavior issues, or they're not engaged with academic spirit, right? So you might for them it'd be easier for them just to disregard something, right? So if I'm already not coming to school and you just give me a laptop, and I'm gonna say I might peek on it for a little bit, but I don't really have to. I can just say something's messed up, right?
Oh yeah, if they don't go get passed anyway, say fuck it. They would just say fuck it.
So for the most part, I would say that it takes away that academic ownership away from the standpoint that each student, I would say majority of students won't really respect how academics are in terms of doing what you're supposed to do, right? Because they're still learning that sense of being they're trying to turn into adults. So I deal with the high school crowd, but they're still learning about how to actually take care of themselves, right, and be more responsible. So call me old fashioned. I'd rather them be inside the schools, but each student might have their own learning path. Maybe some are better off virtual, but I would say it's better to have as many options as possible.
Nothing wrong with having the options. Nothing wrong with having the options.
Yeah. So I think the best thing is to have students be at the school, but if they have some type of alternative way of learning or whatever, and maybe, hey, the school setting might not be for them. Maybe they need to go virtual, right? Because they might work better, you know, with a guided, with some type of guided course material, who and they're able and mature enough to work that way, right?
Yeah.
But if we just said, hey, everybody, we're all doing virtual, you're taking away their access from getting that hands-on assistance with the teacher or the teacher assistant or the principal or the
Well,
guy.
we did do 2 years of
You
virtual.
know what I'm saying?
Remember, we did 2 years of people going virtual. Damn near 3. Who just
Yeah,
straight virtual learning.
that's true. But I mean, that doesn't mean if we go by the numbers, it doesn't mean it's a good thing. We're talking about grade wise.
Nobody gave a damn. Nobody gave a damn about the grades. They said you passed it anyway, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
I mean,
No child left behind made sure they passed, so it really didn't matter.
But the key is that we want students to be able to improve and so show marginal improvement.
Of course, that's the goal. That's always an end goal. But we know in the real world that doesn't always pan out like that. That's the goal we set, but ain't the goal we reach.
Yeah, but we also don't want to set the precedent of them not bearing the responsibility of their own academics, right? We don't want to
Well,
give them the out with that as well, right?
That's something that we know that is happening. We can't do anything about it, but that's something that we know that's a precedent that's already set. We don't
I
like to
mean,
acknowledge that. We don't like to acknowledge that, but we know that's a precedent that's already been set.
you can't. I mean, clearly can't save or help everybody, right?
Yeah, no.
But for the most part, but you can't give them a out, an extra out, right? Yeah, if you're already at a disadvantage with students even coming to school, right?
That's
For
very
one,
true.
and then then them having IEPs, that's another thing, and then also might having behavior issues. So, and just not even want to be part of society in a standard decent way. So you don't want to give them any options of discouragement or being so eluding learning. That makes sense.
I can see that. I can see that.
I know for the most convenient people, it's like, hey, you give me a laptop, I knock out 3 or 4 assignments, and saying going about the rest of my day. But for most of these students, it's not. That's really not how that works, right?
Mm. Mm. Uh, okay, I can see that. I can see that for where you teach at everything. I can see that. I can see that being not the way for them. Yeah, I can see that not being a solid plan for them.
That's right. But Roy, I know you're gonna teach all your kids, uh, all your internet genius, all 10 of your kids. So
Yeah, man, y'all teachers, man. Teachers does not stop at school, man. You have to do outside learning. The school does not teach you enough about what you need to know. It's the basics. You're supposed to. Your parents are supposed to be the jumping off point for you to get to outside education. The school is just the basics you need to know to get through the basic of society. But you should also always have outside learning experiences.
That's true. Well, while we're on the topic of education, you have anything else you want to question me about?
Let's see. How are you enjoying your vacation right now since you off? How
I'm
you
enjoying my vacation.
The short vacation. The short vacation you got.
Well, it was good not to actually have to touch my alarm for once. I'm trying to get myself a nice little routine as far as exercise and dieting and watching more interviews and getting an understanding about uh, my spirituality and just getting a sense for life and just wholeness in general. So I would say this is like, I mean, I laugh at myself and say that I'm on like a little sabbatical,
Oh, that's cool.
but not really. It's just more or less finding myself trying to be a better person to make sure the rest of this year, you know, goes out smoothly for as far as the school year, and get prepared for next school year as well. So
That's good.
um,
That's good. Good to hear.
it's definitely not one. It's not one of the easiest jobs, but it's one of the most satisfying jobs in terms of the breaks that we do get, and the community and the family aspect of you learn the kids from day one to from first quarter to fourth quarter. And, there's nothing like it. So of course, I mean, we wouldn't mind a couple more dollars, come our way, but uh, terms of the career aspect, man, there's nothing more satisfying for me as being an educator, especially from Baltimore City, being a black male teacher as well. So it's definitely satisfying and one perfect jobs in the world.
Yeah, I commend you on that, brother. That's a job I know I can never do.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for the children. I
That's crazy.
I don't have problem teaching kids, but I don't have the patience with other people's children, man. It's a wild thing, man. It takes a lot of patience to deal with children.
I mean, it takes patience, but I would say with anything, when you're dealing with people, it's all about building relationships, right?
That's true. That's
So,
true.
so for me, it's one don't with my students. They really, they pretty much are my kids. And they tell me a lot of things and
Or
things
your
I
other
probably,
kids,
huh?
your other kids. Yeah. We know what the two you already got. Yeah, those are your other kids. Yeah.
No, well, they're my kids that I give back. Um, yeah, so if they tell me a lot of things about how they're feeling, what's going on at home, and I keep it to 100 about with how I feel about them, and they always have love, respect for them, you know, and I understand that every day is not going to be a good day, with me and them, but saying each day we're going to keep on trying to make things better, and continue to work at it, it's no difference than any other relationship, whether it's family or friends, is always something that you have to work on. That never stops. We always have to learn how people are, and each year everybody's going to evolve and learn something new and learn something about them that they didn't know about themselves previously. So
Yeah.
it's all about keep on building that relationship to hopefully everybody can be on the same pace and core to one another, and that way more respect will be gained in the long run, to where you won't be butting heads, and it creates a better learning environment, right?
Yeah. So we got jump start on your lesson plan during your break.
I did all that before I went on break. Yeah.
Okay,
I
I don't know.
mean,
Some people
yeah,
say I was watching through
make things from us
the
for
everything
us
else.
easier, you know, not harder.
Or well, a couple of teachers, a couple of them like, hey, I'm starting everything out during the break. He said I got nothing done. Break will help me get everything done,
Oh,
man.
yeah. For me, break is break.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. All right, what happens in some of these topics real quick?
Sir, let's get into the topics. To the
All right,
topics.
let's go to a major incident that just happened that a lot of people been we're hoping for, waiting on. The orange president himself, the giant Cheeto, President Donald Trump, has been arrested, man.
Getting
He
arrested,
facing
man.
like 36 charges and 130 something years. One of joints for like tax evasion, fraud, misappropriation of funds, and more stuff.
Man, I mean, that's your president. So
Yeah, that was the country's president. Let me get that right. That was the country's president.
I mean,
A lot. You know what's crazy? People donated $5 million to his next campaign in 2024 just as soon as he got arrested.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Want to.
wild. Like, what the hell what is wrong with you? So you're freaking donating funds to a man that misappropriated campaign funds already. You're like, hey, let's get some more money. Come on, let's get some more money.
I would say this is probably a long time coming. But I mean, it's not like we could say justice has been had yet. But
this is a step in the right direction.
This does seem like the step in the right direction, I would say.
Yeah.
That's always a great thing, right?
Yeah.
But
34 goddamn felonies. Jesus.
That's a lot of charges, man. So I feel like ultimately he probably do like a plea deal for maybe he probably 20, 25, I say. But I mean, shit, by that time he might,
he might get a nice little deal depending on how they plead. They might say, all right, we're gonna take this
or he might get
we'll throw it on the table, whatever. He might get a sweetheart deal.
Or he might get like or he might, well, who knows? You know how this country is. He might do like 2 or 3 years, and maybe serve
he'll do more than 3. He'll do more than 3,
or maybe serve the rest on a house arrest or something.
And the crazy thing is there's no state law against the hush money he paid these people. It's against the federal law, but not against the state law. Because what he did, he had one of his lawyers pay the shorty, what's her name? Stormy Daniels some money, and then he back paid that money out of his campaign funds, which he's not supposed to do. That's supposed to touch that. That's supposed to shit with his campaign. He paid another shorty, Playboy model, like $150,000. Like Rose is out here paying these women, man. Crazy.
What's crazy is that South Park and The Simpsons then fucking forecasted so much of this bullshit happening that like it's still indescribable how to really feel about him even being president at all, right? It's hard to even fathom that he was our president.
we know how we got there. We know who voted for him, man. Shit, we gonna go back over that, man. Hopefully, this man serves justice. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. This is an ongoing case. Hopefully, we see what's gonna happen with it, man. Again, this just happened like a day or two ago. So yeah, this is brand new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully justice will prevail. But what can I say? We're in the USA.
Yeah. Sticking to the legal stuff, we got another case that's going. Well, it's not a case, but it's I don't know how to describe this. This is a precedent. I don't know how to, there's an event. Let's say that there's an event with a sitting justice on the Supreme Court. Justice Thomas, he has been getting millions of dollars and all his trips from his damn GOP donor. He accepted all these luxury trips for this man, all this stuff. And it's totally unethical.
Oh yeah,
it's not legal. When he says it's legal, it's technically not illegal. Can you disclose any of this to anybody? It's very unethical. I guess right now it's technically not illegal. Justice Clarence Thomas accepted luxury vacations from GOP donor. What's his man name? Harlan Crow. He a billionaire businessman. He took the justice and his wife on vacations, cruises, private flights, all that stuff costs millions of dollars, and the justice that report this as annual financial disclosure, which again is unethical but not technically illegal. But it's very, very shady and very, very disheartening for the judge that sits on the highest court in the land to be doing this very shady stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the justice.
Okay, you're supposed to disclose this. Again, even if he wasn't doing anything wrong, we're not saying the justice was doing anything wrong. We have no proof that anything wrong with that, but it gives the illusion and it gives the false narrative that this guy's taking these vacations bribes and giving that look that, hey, this guy is saying, hey, might say, hey, all right, we need this favor, we need you to vote this way, whatever. You take these trips because you're not disclosing that when you should. It just looks wrong. It doesn't. When I said it is wrong, but it looks wrong. It gives the public perception.
I mean, it looks wrong. I mean, if it quack like a duck and move like a duck,
it's not illegal. It's just very, very unethical and very bad. It doesn't look good. It don't look good.
It don't look good, and it probably isn't good, right? And our Supreme Court justices are
allegedly don't look.
I mean, it don't look good, right?
Yeah, the public eye doesn't look good. When you say it's not good, it doesn't look good.
It doesn't. Sometimes public perception is reality, and
that's true. That's true.
These Supreme Court justices are supposed to be, surely non-biased and book-based, and not saying that anybody's perfect. But
we know everyone has their biases, but it makes it look like it's working a certain way.
When we're talking about them dealing with actually changing court rulings, we expect for them to be the most
biased as they can be,
ethical people within the country, right? Yeah. So for a justice to have a mental lapse, to have this public perception, or to have light set on in a negative light, it kind of speaks volumes to what we're really doing here, right?
It's crazy because all we gotta do is it's a simple formula. All we say is, okay, I went on vacation with this guy. We went on vacation. I didn't pay for none of this shit. We went on vacation with my homie. We went on vacation. Cool. It's nothing crazy. You just fill out a form.
Yeah, and maybe we
it make it look like you're sticking around doing some bad shit when you're not. Literally, all you gotta do is fill a form out.
And was make it what makes me feel bad about having justice in there for life, essentially, is the fact that in one way they're not supposed to be swayed by things, but they're human.
Everybody has their biases. Everybody has their agendas. Everybody has their stuff. We're supposed to leave that at door when we go to these places.
So for any instance or a case that might comes up, if somebody feels one particular way about something, they're not gonna be swaying their opinion off of something, right? If that makes sense, right? Yeah. So we need to find a system to where we're able to switch people in and out of these positions from Supreme Court to the executive branch and the legislative branch as well. We need term
limits. Judges need term limits. Justices should have. I think justices should have term limits. Did you have maybe?
Yes. They should have term limits. 10
years of max you can't be re-voted up there. Can't get re-elected up there. Once your 10 years is done, you're done. You can't come back.
Yeah, we need to have term limits, and we need to update certain amendments as well, and everything. I think everything needs to be updated, right? We have the same.
I think we need age limits also.
We have the same old people trying to revert to the status quo of having everybody in a fucked up position within this country. Like and it makes no sense. Why we got so many people homeless, so many people struggle to pay the bills, or have people in jail for fucking 6 months to a year for shit that they didn't even do, you know. So so all the systems, all these branches need to be revitalized, and they're, because right now everything is unethical because of propaganda or kickbacks and a whole bunch of shady shit that's going on within our government.
I say hopefully the judge isn't doing nothing, no shady shit. Again, it looks bad, but it might not. Again, it might not be anything. It just looks bad ethically. Again, the Supreme Court is one of the only courts that doesn't have a code of ethics. There's no code of ethics up there. But as a judge, you're supposed to be held to a higher standard than everybody else, because you're given out, you have the ultimate power in this country, especially as a Supreme Court judge. Your decision is final decision in a lot of cases. And there's no one to appeal to above you. That's it.
That's it.
I think they should absolutely be held to a higher standard than that. And again, it might not be a bad thing, but I said it looks bad to the naked eye. It looks like a bad thing.
100%, bro.
Let's go. We can go to let's go to something that Larry just happened yesterday. For those of you that don't know, the founder of Cash App and one of the co-creators of Android, and he was also on PayPal team. Let me find his damn name. Hold on. We'll find his name. Hold on. Bob Lee, Cash App founder, was found dead yesterday in San Francisco of the apparent shooting. I mean, my bad. Stabbing.
Right?
I'm looking at the wrong thing. Stabbing. I mean, I'm looking at something else. I was shooting. My fault. It was a stabbing.
Yeah.
That was a misquote for me. My bad. He was found dead in a stabbing yesterday. He was only 43 years old.
Nice.
Again, this man helped create Cash App. He was part of the founders of the Android system that we know today. Like, dude was a tech genius. It's very sad that this man was murdered like this. This is very weird, because if you remember a couple months ago, it was all these cryptocurrency guys getting kidnapped and killed. Nobody said nothing about it. These were billionaires of crypto that were killed. This guy that's about the Cash App just randomly dead in San Francisco at 2, 3 a.m. I don't know why he didn't have security around him. You're damn near a billionaire if you're not a billionaire already, guy. Yeah, I would have cost of security on me. I don't know why he did. But his man's gone now. We're gonna talk about something after this that seems like real freaky. And just announced that this man's dead.
Rest in peace to him, and condolences to him and his
family, man. Hopefully
Hopefully
figure out who did this. This could be corporate espionage. This could be somebody trying to kill him. This could be murder attempt. We don't know what this is. It might just he fucked somebody's wife, but it was like, fuck it, we don't know. We don't know.
But but sometimes people have to remember who the fuck they are, right? So
yeah.
I think in this case he just forgot who he was.
Like I say, I'm in Silicon Valley. It's all these memory days. Nobody pay attention to me. Nobody worry about me, man. But you forget when you less than a block away from where you at, man. It's the hood.
Once you reach a certain status in life, you have to move as militant as possible, because you always gonna have a target on your back, especially once you hit, 100 million, 200 million. Once you're worth that much and have that much wealth, in your bank account, you're always gonna be that target. So at all times, most of the times you shouldn't have your guard down, for anything. I would say you should have as much security as possible, because you're not only
you should have banned security.
Now, because you're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting your family as well, and
Yes,
friends or whoever you're taking care of it here as well.
you're
So
a target, man. You're a goddamn target at that point.
you gotta remember that um, there's people who's not as fortunate or have your best interests, at heart because of envy and hate and jealousy. So you know, and not to make light of his life or to make it seem like you know he accidents happen or mistakes do happen, but this is just a story point for the next person, who has that amount of wealth to really stay on point with security and protecting yourself and everybody else within your lineage as well.
Like I
So
said, I understand you want to be able to relax and be a regular person, but at that point, you're not a regular person. You're a target. You're a multi-millionaire, bigger than you want to one. Like you have to have things in place so that these things don't happen to you. Like you see Bill Gates out about, but you see plainclothes security around him also.
yeah, you
And
gotta
when Bill is out, Bill is not just out; it's people around him.
you gotta move around the right way.
Yes, we did.
You
Your guys don't gotta be dressed in suits all the time. They can be
You gotta
wearing these
remember
hoodies
that
or something. Just be around, man.
you're no longer a regular person no more.
You're a business. You're an entity. At that point, you are a business entity. You're not just a regular person at that point.
Yeah, you're what they call a walking lick. Yeah.
And yeah,
Um,
I'm sorry that he
and
passed, man. Hopefully they find the killer that took him out.
mhm. and we're not trying to dehumanize them in any ways. Just
At a
how
certain point, you
how
have to
just
learn that
reality
you're
in
not
the way
regular.
where you are within society. Once you reach a certain level of economic status,
Yeah, economic
and
status. Well,
you just
because looking at the guy, you wouldn't think you were like, oh, he's a regular guy. You wouldn't think he's a celebrity or nothing. Like if you don't know what he looked like, you would say, oh, you would just walk past him. You wouldn't know
that's true.
because again, he
But
wasn't famous, but in so many circles. But again, once
but
you reach a
there's
financial
always
status,
somebody in the know. There's always
it
somebody.
is always something. But once you reach a certain financial status, you have to take precautions.
Mhm. You have to.
And again, hopefully, the rest of these tech
Hopefully
CEOs
he
step their
gets
game up, man.
hopefully him and his family gets justice and they can
Yeah,
find out
yes, that's
who the killer is, and you know hopefully we can get a little bit better, um better outcome, aside from the killer still being out there on the loose, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure with all the cameras and stuff around, there's cameras ever got that way. Hopefully, one of them saw something.
Most definitely, I think so.
The next story is some people will say it's tied into the last story, but I don't know. That's a conspiracy going around. The government is introducing a pay service called Fat Now. It's supposed to replace PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, all that shit. It's supposed to be a 24-hour up service that's run by the government. It's called Fat Now. It's a processor thing. It's like a processor, like PayPal, all that shit. Like when stuff go through PayPal, all that shit. It's supposed to go through Fat Now. That's launching like I think the next couple of days. It's really weird because I heard about this last year, and I heard it might not go through. Like, because remember last year the banks were doing this whole thing where they were going digital with the crypto and stuff. Fat Now
Right.
was part of that. Fat Now was the actual distributor of that stuff or whatever. That's exchange will go through. But that's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to replace Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, all that shit. Everything just goes straight to Fat Now. And people were saying that it's weird that Fat Now popped up in the news and shit and everything going on after the Cash App passed. Okay, this is not a new thing. This has been around for like a year or so, but this is background stuff that it might come out, it could come out, and nothing was official yet. But then we know it's about to pop up.
So we're saying that this is a rather convenient thing to happen. What are you saying?
It's very coincidental. It doesn't, for some people it doesn't look right. Me, I really don't know. It's not like that for me, but yeah. This has been in the works. Fat now has been in the works. Like I said, this has been in the works for a couple of years now. It wasn't actually approved yet till now. And it won't actually launch until July.
Ooh, till you said till July.
It was announced like in the last couple of days, but it won't actually launch until July. Like I said, Fat Now was introduced like a year or so ago. Again, when everybody's talking about going digital, going crypto, all that shit, this was announced. This is not a new thing, but they finally got to approve it's actually going to go through there. But again, this is not new. It seems new because people talk about that in the news, hitting you up. But if you're in the know, you pay attention to the crypto field, you pay attention to finances, this is not a new thing. But this, again, we talking about this with the fintech and all that other stuff with the banks. It's not new, but it is new. It's new to go public. It's not new if you're in the know about it, but it is new for most of the public to hear about.
Well, we'll see. I don't know whether I'm going to be trying it out or not, but
it's a, like I said, it's a whole thing. It's going to be run by Federal Reserve. It's a really, really new service. I say if you want to learn more about this, please look this up. It's called Fat Now. There's a whole thing about it on the Federal Reserve website. There's loads of articles about it. Like I said, it's supposed to replace. If you're in that system, it's going to replace PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, all that stuff. You're going to just go through Fat Now. This is the whole bank-to-bank thing, because you know how some banks don't have Zelle, some banks don't let you get this, don't let you do that. Well, with this, you don't have to worry about that. Everything is going to go through because it's going to go through Fat Now.
yeah.
And again, this is
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Really,
it is.
It's going to be real.
I think it's going to work. I think certain people might be learning, but I think it's actually going to work. If it works out like they think it is, if this is what I think it's going to work. If this is what I think it's looking to be like what I think it is, this is going to have major implications for a lot of stuff.
You're going to keep us updated, and we want to tune in, and we're going to keep a steady on that. What we got next, bro?
Let's see what we got. Let's hop on over to sports.
Okay.
We're going to start out with one of the finest women in the world. You love her. I love her. Megan Thee Stallion. You know it.
Megan Thee Stallion.
One of the most gorgeous women out there.
Let me tell you something about Megan Thee Stallion. At one point, people, maybe not me or were calling her a liar, you know. But
we never said that. We said we was waiting for everything to come out. Let's get that right.
No, we wasn't talking about that. But when we seen her throw out that pitch, Facebook game, man, I think we can all say that she's definitely the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that first pitch, Roy?
I'm gonna say this. I didn't actually watch the pitch. I watched her go to the plate. I watched everything afterwards. I didn't actually watch the pitch, so I can't give my assessment on that. I can say the outfit was crazy. The kicks was fire. Her kicks was goddamn fire.
They were more than Debbie cakes. Tell you that much. Them was Betty Crockers. It was the real Crockers.
I'm gonna say her shoe game was crazy. Cause those weren't regular Air Force Ones. Those if you know what those was. The custom jersey was great. I love the jersey. That jersey was freaking great.
Everything about her looks fire. Everything.
I'll just say that.
No, what I'll say. I think she looks great. She looks amazing. I feel like she has a new energy about her. I feel like we're gonna see her more in the public light. Um, Happy to see her back in the spotlight.
Yes.
Hopefully
Megan's doing her thing.
She drops some
Megan's
new
doing her
music
thing.
and I want nothing but success to come our way.
Yes.
Hopefully she's getting past that situation.
Horrible incident.
With the horrible incident. And hopefully she found peace and she's able to move on and continue her career, man. Much love to Megan Thee Stallion.
Let Meg drop some new hits. All right, let's go to National Championship for the women, the NCAA tournament. Let's talk about that LSU team, man.
Shout out to LSU for winning the national championship. One of the best women's basketball, college basketball teams that we've seen in history. This is the first national basketball championship within the program. Shout out to each and every one of those players that played in the game and the coaching staff as well. I never seen a team with so much positive synergy and togetherness. When I watched them,
that was an amazing match.
When I watched them in the Final Four, they play hard every minute, every possession, whether they were down, whether they were up. They were balling. They played hard.
That one was balling.
And that national championship was phenomenal as far as the energy with Angel Reese and freshman point guard and the senior guard as well.
Flaugier was killing it.
Flaugier, she's the freshman guard, and Morris, the senior guard, and then of course, we had.
Let's show those banging them threes out.
And then we had I think Jasmine Carson coming with the bench, just firing threes.
She was banging them all. Like, what? Where'd she come from?
And she got the crowd going nonstop. Like, it was amazing. This is something that's might be a 30 for 30 for them. Who knows?
They put on a hell of a performance, man. A hell of a damn performance. They made the tournament exciting. They actually made it exciting to watch.
The women's tournament was more exciting to watch than the men's tournament.
It was.
That championship was one of the best, most watched and viewed championships, of college. Let's say.
But they was going head to head. That was a really good matchup.
We were all tuned into women's basketball, and rest in peace to the late Kobe Bryant. I think this is what he envisioned, with him coaching his girls team, and rest in peace to Gianna, to saying, hey, this is, they up next,
Yeah, but hopefully the WNBA can actually get that momentum going and get more viewers over there.
Yeah, most definitely. And Angel Reese was out there balling Final Four.
She was showing off Baltimore.
She was the most valuable player within the tournament.
And she should be.
Baltimore. Caitlin Clark. She's a killer, like Steph Curry, shooting nonstop.
That girl, a beast.
She's a killer herself. That was one best game I saw, and of course we want to get to the big topic about Angel Reese doing the "You Can't See Me" to Caitlin Clark, and people talking negative about her, saying that was classless, and she saying that's ghetto, and this, that, and third.
Let's get into it.
We saw Caitlin Clark do the same thing to
she was on the all throughout the season.
in the previous game, and also even showing a little bit of disrespect with not even guarding South Carolina players, at the 3-point line, brushing them off.
Yeah.
But when Angel Reese decided to do that to Caitlin Clark, it was, is the problem. It's all about, but this is a game where where it's very competitive, and it's okay to be braggadocious within the guidelines. As long as you're
Trash
not
talk
taking
is part of the game. Trash talk is part of the game. Trash talk is part of the game. If you ever played sports, we all know that trash talk to a certain extent is part of the game. We don't get crazy stuff, but you're gonna talk some shit like, oh, you ain't nothing. You ain't on my level, all that other stuff, whatever. But it's part of the game, and it's sad to see that when one person does it, it's acceptable. It's just they're hungry for the game. They get their team hyped up, all that other stuff. When somebody else doing, they're cleansing the streets of shit. They're unsportsmanlike, all this other stuff. Like that's 2 times saying it's cool we ain't doing it. It's fine about doing fuck them. Right. It was very sad to see that the sports media was taking their vitriol out on Angel Reese. They had nothing to say about Caitlin Clark. She was doing it all season.
All season.
Like, oh, right? she's very very excited. She's very tough, and she's getting her team run up, all other stuff. Where Angel Reese doing, oh, she's an animal. She's a sportsmanlike. She's doing all this. She's doing all that. But nobody had nothing to say. I'm actually glad that Caitlin came out and said, no, it was just part of the game. Y'all should be taking this serious. She actually defended Angel Reese, as she should. I'm glad she defeated to the narrative that the media had going.
Right.
It was a very respectful young lady. She said, hey, this is part of the game, it's what it is. I don't like the disrespect. I'm glad she did that.
But, let's say Jill Biden, made
Jill Biden was out of line.
Worse. See, she made it worse.
Jill Biden was out of line when that said that they just invite the losers to the White House.
Inviting Iowa to the White House after they lost.
When we ever seen losers at the White House? Come on now.
Because she wants them to show what unity or friendly competitiveness or
Jill Biden don't know what the fuck she talking about.
Some bullshit, knowing damn well that if LSU would have lost, that she wouldn't have invited them to the White House.
It's okay, Jill. That's not your lane. It's all right. You stay in your lane, First Lady. It's cool.
Not to make things racy, but that was very racy, in my opinion.
I just took it as Joe Biden not saying her lane. That's all I'm taking it as. I was saying she's wanted to make everybody happy. She didn't know what the fuck was going on. She said, let's invite everybody to the White House. Let's keep it like that. She didn't know what was going on. Let's keep it like that.
And now some the LSU players saying that we don't even want to come to the White House. We want to go see the Obamas.
The school has officially said that they have accepted the invite. We don't know if all the players will go, but the school has said they accepted the invite. Now, certain individual players might say, "No, I'm good on that. I'm cool on that. Whatever." But the school has said, LSU was saying, "Oh, we going to the White House." And again, that's what they'll figure out. That's cool.
All of them, or none of them, or some of them show up. But we know Iowa. Them motherfuckers
ain't gonna be there. They bet not be there.
They better not, because that's not how it works in the world of sports.
Nope. Losers are not
gonna
go.
Winners go to Disney World and go to the White House. Losers, y'all get back to each other. Y'all get better. 2 days, right? But super proud of Angel Reese. Super proud of LSU women players as well.
Yes.
They definitely stepped up viewership for not only women watchers, men watchers. All backgrounds that they want to tune in to watch the women play, and I think that's really going to transcend the sport. And I want to thank them again because we love basketball and especially when it's played that way, you know, the right way. Team basketball, ultra competitive, a lot of grit.
Yes.
That was awesome. That was very dope to see.
That was very dope to see. We
Who got next,
have.
bro?
Let's go to Lamar Jackson, man. And his troubles with Baltimore, man.
We got a who? You say?
We want Lamar Jackson and his troubles with
Lamar
Baltimore, man.
Jackson. Lamar.
For those of y'all that don't know, the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, has been in a contractual dispute with the Baltimore Ravens for about the last year or so. He's still technically on his rookie contract this year. Next year will be his first year out of that rookie contract. Well, I guess technically the end of this. I guess this season, is it this season?
So what's happened is that Lamar Jackson has been he's on a non-exclusive franchise tag, so we'll pay him about $32 million to play this year. So he'll be technically up. So here's the thing. So he's franchised for this year. So you have to play under that for $32 million, or a team could essentially bid for his rights, but they have to give up, you know, two first round picks in order to retain him, in order to get him, and plus pay him his salary, or Baltimore can match, right?
Next year he's a free agent, right?
So next year he technically be a free agent, but more than likely he can be a franchise again.
All right, so yeah, this is the last year of his rookie contract or whatever. He's been going back and forth with the Ravens about salary. The guaranteed money. The current quarterback market is really crazy because Mahomes signed his extension a couple years ago. Everybody signed their extensions or whatever, locked their contracts in for a good amount, like for the last year or so. With the Deshaun Watson deal, with $230,000 guaranteed. I think they said $230 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I think they said they're going to restructure that or something. This year, do something with it.
Who restructuring what?
Didn't the Browns say they were going to restructure that?
Who? Did Deshaun Watson say that?
I thought they said they were going to do that. I kept. Well, it's let's say it's rumored. It's rumored it's going to try to restructure.
That's a rumor. I'm telling you, that's a rumor.
Let's say that it's a rumor that they're trying to restructure his contract. Yeah. So as of now, Deshaun Watson is the highest paid quarterback in the league right now. He has a worse record than Lamar Jackson. He has the accolades of Lamar Jackson. He's not an MVP. He ain't done shit that Lamar had done. You know, right? So Lamar's looking at the market like, okay, everybody's already signed the extensions and shit, and Deshaun is the leader. That's where the market is and where the goalpost is. So I either want to meet and match it, or go above it because I have more accolades than him. And everybody else was like, oh, fuck that. The Ravens owner came out and sees that deal with us, say, oh, y'all fucked up. We ain't doing that shit. He said, y'all fucked up the market, and we ain't doing that shit. All of us the owner saying, all of us the owner saying, y'all fucked up. We ain't doing that shit. They said, we don't know why y'all did that shit. Y'all was desperate motherfuckers. We don't care. We ain't doing that shit. So everybody else signed up their quarterbacks, locked them in before all that shit happened. And everybody else is like, we can wait till next year to draft somebody. We do this, we do that. But Deshaun Watson is where the leaderboard is. That's where the top is. And Lamar's position is, I'm better than this man. I've done more. Y'all see what the fuck I can do. I want that guaranteed money. Now, allegedly, the Ravens offer him like $175 million guaranteed over 3 years, something like that.
I think it was like 133 million. 3 years, 133 million.
Somewhere in that range, guaranteed. It's something like that. But it was a lot of rumor numbers going around. They were saying 175, 180, 145. It was a different numbers going around, whatever. But I don't know where these numbers came from, but that's what was going around online and all the sports shows like First Take or Undisputed, all that shit. That's what those was at. Again, all this is alleged, nothing's concrete. We haven't heard from Lamar, we haven't heard from NFL, whatever. So there's a dispute right there because Lamar's like, look, I want my money. I want my money. I want it guaranteed. That's what y'all saw what the goalpost is. I'll give up with nobody outside for because they got the goalpost. They already signed multiple extensions or whatever. So somebody will say, oh, we want Mahomes, we want this person, with that person. They already have extensions or their contracts locked in. So they're locked in for the next 3 to 5 years.
100%. And this contract should have been worked out a long time ago. Should have happened after he won the MVP. I don't. He's in a tough situation because it's like the Ravens own his rights, so he's not a free agent, and a lot of these franchises aren't trying to give away their first round picks and have to pay him between 160 to 200 million dollars in guaranteed money as well, right? A lot of, I mean, it might be like quote unquote collusion with all
it
these
is
owners saying
we've seen all this here. The new quarterback saying, "Oh, we don't want him. We don't want him." It's like, bro, this man's an MVP candidate. He done went to the playoffs a couple times. It's not like he's a bad quarterback. The man can win. He has a great record. Like, it's not like he has a bad record at all.
And not only that, it's still several teams that really need a quarterback, such as Colts, such as the Texans, such as Tennessee, such as New England, such as the Oakland, DC. It's a lot of shooters that to be jumping at trying to.
And everybody saying we don't want him. We don't want him. We don't want him.
So.
And they have money on their books to pay the man. So why all the teams
pay him? They have the access to attain him.
Want this man?
So what I believe the problem is that these owners don't want to deal with his representation, whether it's himself or the people that he know, right? I think that this situation would have been dealt with a little bit more swifter if he had a long time or a reputable NFL agent to where he paid $2-3 million to get the deal done. I think that.
Well, the league is trying to bully him into getting an agent. Like, why? What are you trying? Because
he's trying to save money. He's trying to save money.
Why am I paying you to negotiate for me when I know what I bring to the table? They know what I bring to the table. I'm just paying you to negotiate for me.
Well, the guys like Shannon Sharp was saying that when you're in those rooms, you're having this conversation, he's going to hear a lot of things that's bad about him from the people who's going to give him the money, right? Essentially, to what he can't do, right? And he has to convey to him, like, I'm worth this because I've done this, that, and third. But it's more harsh conversation with people that are supposed to believe in you versus having an NFL agent who can filter some of those talks and to essentially get you the best deal possible that you possibly can get without there being some hostility or bad blood with you and management, right?
Well, the thing is, his career started out with bad blood because most of the teams wanted him to be a wide receiver or running back. He was like, "Oh, you got a quarterback." They kept saying he wasn't a quarterback, so there was already bad blood there with him in the NFL anyway. So it's not like that they don't have anything.
That's just the sports side of it, or what I'm talking about in terms of money wise is more or less, NFL owners and NFL organizations would rather deal with a NFL agent who's in the know and who's able to talk with other teams to get deals done versus people who are representing themselves. Uh, More or less, even though there's NFL players who do represent themselves and who've been able to sign with teams and negotiate contracts. However, Lamar is younger, and we're talking about a huge contract worth hundreds of millions of guaranteed dollars, versus guys who's, probably signing for maybe like a 2-year, $10 million, $13 million contract.
Lamar isn't asking for unfair amount. He isn't asking for anything she can't provide. He's like, look, I have these results. You saw what I could do. You see, I have more to take. What's the holdup? Y'all see what the market is. Y'all don't want to pay that shit. That's what y'all. But y'all know what the fuck the market is. Give me my fucking money. Now, if y'all want to pay me, that's cool. That's
but
cool.
The game's the game, though.
Give me a fair marketplace.
But the game's the game, right? the game is the game, and they're not going to pay you. They don't have to, that. If you don't give them a specific reason for them to pay you, they're not going to try to. And the fact that you don't have that representation to convey you as to why, hey, my representative can do this, that, and the third, or this is the reason why he should be paid, this amount, because you need a quarterback. You're trying to get to the Super Bowl. He can do X, Y, and Z. He's, the NFL agent is going to pinpoint as to how the star talent is going to do this, that, and third.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Lamar's representatives are actually doing that. So it's not on them. It's on the NFL that's not doing their part. Because the Ravens said they're not paying that shit. So what is a number?
Well, I mean, what's
the number they can meet?
The owners league do not want to set a precedent for them having to pay the quarterback.
The precedent is already set. That's the thing, they want to push back the clock. Well, the precedent start with Deshaun Watson. You can't say, oh, we roll the clock back, they don't count. No, that's the precedent. That's where the league is now. Until all the other contracts are up, that's where the bar is.
The owners are trying to say that contract is an outlier contract, right?
No, so, it's not.
So essentially, is that the Browns were bidding against themselves. That's like me paying a second year guy who has pretty decent stats, $300 million guaranteed contract, but we know that he's not nearly the level as the top 15 quarterbacks in the league are, right? So they're trying to say that Deshaun Watson's contract is a one-off, one that would have never happened in a million years. The only quarterback that probably would have gotten it would probably have been Patrick Mahomes. And they all know that.
That's cool. That's cool for them to say. But again, all the other people that are on Lamar's level have contracts locked down already. They locked it down in year 2 and 3. So they're 3 to 5 years already locked up, even if they want to work it in. All them shits are locked up. So everybody in his range, that talent-wise, have already had their contract locked up before that. So Deshaun becomes the testing pool. It becomes the marker. Because everybody else that would have been the marker isn't getting a contract for the next 3 to 5 years. So that's where it is. You can't go back and say, oh, we're gonna go with this from 2-3 years ago, because that's not where the market is. The market is where Deshaun is. Now, if any other talented quarterbacks had any upcoming contract they could do, which they're not gonna have, then we could talk about it, but that's not the case.
But again, the game is the game.
So like I said, they can't rewind the clock on that. They can't say, oh, no, that's a mistake. That's no.
But what I'm trying to say, if he had an NFL agent, he might not have would have got the Deshaun Watson money, but could have come close to it. And I think
do we know what close is?
I think closest, let's say If Sean is
Because we don't know. These are
if he's
hypothetical numbers. We don't know what the
if
actual
he's
numbers are.
230 guaranteed million, you can get Lamar somewhere between 160 to 190 ish. I would say
200 would have to be the minimum. 200 would have to be the minimum because he get cool. You're not giving me 230. Cool. I need at least 200 guaranteed.
But that's cool. You want 200 million, but who else is going to give it to you?
That's what
because he's not a free agent, right?
Yeah, technically, right now he's not. He's not a free agent until next year.
Well, so again, so a team will say, "Hey, I want Lamar, but do I want to give up this year's first round pick, next year's first round pick, and pay him $200 million? Do I want to do that as a franchise? Does that benefit my franchise? And does Lamar Jackson guarantee my franchise the Super Bowl? Because we're giving away.
Well, nobody guarantees you're
giving away three big assets. You're talking about money and draft capital, right? So
that's true.
Is it? So you have to convince me, right, to make this move. And if Lamar Jackson is representing himself or having somebody else represent him that's not a legitimate NFL agent that's been in the league or been around the league for for at least 5-10 years, those deals are going to be hard to be met or to persuade teams to come get them, right? It's going to be hard.
It's not hard. They don't want to do it because they can say Lamar can come in and say, hey, these are my stats. This is what I've done. You see this? I can add this to your system, add that to your system.
Yeah, from a franchise. But I don't want to give away.
If the teams don't want to negotiate in good faith, what can you do?
And pay somebody for me just to, hey, I might make the playoffs and might be good for a couple of years, depending on how long that contract is, and then, hey, we in another contract dispute, or he might not be the same player he is a couple years down the line. So
but that's not on him that he's on contract
dispute. Say, hey, I'm gonna give him $200 million, and hey, I bet that everything's gonna pan out, right?
Yeah, but that's not his fault. He's the contract dispute. That's not on him. That's on them.
I mean, no, it's both sides, right? I mean, this deal should have gotten done. And ultimately, what I see it eventually getting done. I mean, I think it's going to be ugly for a minute, but I think this would have got done last year had he had some great representation. But that's just my opinion.
Again, I think it's on them. It's not on him. It's on them.
Well, first for Lamar, hopefully he stays in Baltimore. Hopefully he gets the contract to his liking.
But hopefully Lamar get what he need, man. All right, let's do
a couple more topics, then wrap it up.
Yeah, let's get to the there's terrible news right here, man. For those of you that don't know, there was a terrible mass shooting in Nashville, Tennessee, where a person that felt some type of way wanted to go shoot up a school. They didn't like themselves. It wasn't nothing against the school. They didn't like themselves. And so they said, let me take as many innocent people as I can. Which is a very sad thing you do. If you're a person that don't want to be no more, take yourself out. Don't take everybody with you. If you feel that's of course seek help. But if you feel there's no help for you or you want to go, take yourself. Don't take everybody else with you. Don't be selfish and take other people with you because you don't feel good about yourself and you don't want to be anymore.
It's another tragedy. I'm tired of talking about these type of things, but it's people mental health is off, but sometimes it's not even the mental mental health is their spirit. Their spirit is just negative, and it's, it's ugly. It's filled with hate and sadness and lack of lack of morality. Creates chaos and tragedy for young innocent lives that don't pretty much don't know no better as far as what they could achieve for the rest of their life. And it's unfortunate that people's lives have come to an end essentially over nonsense, because somebody's one bad decision has affected everyone else's lives, for eternity, and very sad news. Especially, I'm an educator. I hope to never be in any of those type of situations. Um, Prepare for it, but don't ever want to be in that type of situation and scenario. Um, Heart goes out to those students and staff members, to them and their families as well. My condolences goes out to them.
Condolences to all the families, man.
Um,
It's very sad this person took this dark, destructive path because they didn't want to be here. They didn't like their life.
yeah,
And again, you shouldn't ruin other people's lives because you don't feel whole, you don't feel at peace with yourself.
it's just selfish, very selfish.
Again, not to get into this person's views or what they were or anything like that. I'm saying that it's felt very hateful and very wrong.
And prayers to the to the Sellers family, because now your life is altered because you're associated with a person who's committed a tragedy.
Yes, act
So
of terrorism.
I
Sad.
feel bad for for this family. But
I feel bad for their parents and associates,
yeah,
but not them. They deserve to burn in hell.
mhm. It's ridiculous, and sometimes when we hear stories like this, we get a little bit tone deaf because it's like damn, like when will it stop? You get numb to it, and this gets sort of like it's a usual thing when it should never be natural, or we shouldn't feel like you know this is just part of our life, within the year of seeing a tragedy happen at a school,
It,
and
it it's it's sad these people cannot find whatever inner peace they're missing within themselves, that they have to take the hatred or whatever negative feelings they feel towards themselves or feel that people are directed towards them. They direct it outwardly towards innocent people like these children. Like if you feel a certain type of way, get into therapy, find someone to talk to, get your feelings out there, but do not release your negativity into the world like that. It's very destructive and very not productive for anyone.
100%. Yeah,
And again, we not respect this person. We're not saying their name. Fuck them.
fuck.
Let's get into this Jonathan Majors incident. This was a very wild story that has not ended yet. All right, for those of you that do not know, Jonathan Majors is a major movie actor. He had 3 films out so far this year. He's going crazy with the movies, very popular actor. He was in Lovecraft Country, the lead actor there. He's King the Conqueror, the MCU. He's done a lot of things, a lot of stuff going on. About a week or so ago, him and I believe his girlfriend or young lady he was associated with had an incident where That we don't know what the incident was. There was an incident with them inside of a car, and allegedly she was some abuse happened. Some abuse happened. Let's say allegedly some abuse happened. We don't know.
Allegedly.
We don't know exactly what happened because we weren't there, but allegedly there's video on and audio of this happening. There's text messages and always reports of whatever happened in this incident. Jonathan Majors was arrested for it. He was let out. Again, we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know the young lady they was with. Again, we don't know if it was girlfriend, close friend, whatever. This young lady had to recant her story the next day. And her story changed to something else. And again, there were witnesses, there was video, there were calls made, texts. And again, we don't know exactly what happened in this incident. Where apparently this young lady was injured. Mr. Majors was arrested for this incident. He was released, I think, a day or so afterwards. His lawyers have said that this case will play out. He will be found innocent. We don't know whether he's innocent or guilty. We get a call without the judge. He's innocent until proven guilty so far. But if he did do this, it's a terrible thing. Hopefully he serves every jail time he gets. If he is innocent, hopefully his name will be clear. This young lady gets the help she needs.
And we've seen a lot of people rush to judgment and to already trying to cancel him, or people even trying to exonerate him in the court of public opinion.
We would like this case to be actually settled before we say anything. We just want you to know this is an incident that happened. Okay, we're not pulling one way or the other. We say if he is guilty, let that man see all the jail time he deserved and get the help he needs. Let this young lady heal up, get all the help that she needs.
Or as I'm concerned, innocent till proven guilty. Again, we need more facts to come out as far as any harsh major opinions, I would say. Clearly, it doesn't look good when you look across the ticker and see, hey, Jonathan Major has assaulted a woman. That doesn't look good, right? Yeah. But
we don't know if that's the truth or not.
We need to know all the facts. We need to see, videotape, see if anything will happen. Of course, there's text messages that look not the greatest, I would say, but we don't know either way until we see, some type of video evidence of assault or more concrete
or not assault. We don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying. Or more concrete, evidence to see whether he did or did not do anything. Correct?
Yes.
So
again, hopefully all parties involved get the help.
Prayers for all parties involved.
Prayers to that young lady. Hopefully she heals up from whatever injury she had.
Hopefully, the crazy thing is that, I mean, is it better that we say he's been lied on, right? I mean, is it really a winner in the situation? But
if this is a false report,
we hope that this was just a total.
It could be a misunderstanding.
We just hope this was just a total misunderstanding, and hopefully it really does get cleared up. I mean, because that'd be terrible for not only from if he did do this, he's a piece of shit if he really disrespect a woman like
total
that.
Piece of shit. Yes.
But this could tarnish a legacy, a stronghold of a career that's going sky high, because he's a major figure and a major MCU figure.
Yes.
So
what up?
It's tough. That's tough.
And again, hopefully this is all resolved. We will wait until the case has been resolved to give our actual opinion on this. But it is out there. We're not leading either way. But again, if he did do this, he's a piece of shit. He deserves all the jail time he's gonna get. If he didn't, we're sorry this happened to him, and hopefully that young lady gets the help she needs.
100%.
Let's go. Let's go to one more local thing, and then we're gonna get him out of here. Oh, two local things. Two local things. We're going about it. Let's see. All right, for those of you that don't know, here in Maryland, there was the former chief of staff of Governor Larry Hogan, Roy McGrath, who was had a federal warrant out for his arrest. He did a take. He did a race. He ran on them folk. There was a huge manhunt out for him from the FBI. Apparently, they found his ass in Tennessee and lit his ass up. He said, I ain't going back to jail. Had shot with the police and got killed.
Crazy.
Apparently, he wrote two or three books about being the chief of staff for Hogan. Apparently, allegedly under a pseudonym.
What?
Before he died, I don't know how. I don't know if it's him or not, but they said that's him. He did like 2 or 3 books. That man was going to snitch. He said, I ain't going to jail. You ain't going to get me alive. And he was out this bitch. It said he did that, man. It's very sad he went out like that.
It's sad, but people just, just do the right thing.
It's crazy. He was gonna go to jail for wire fraud and embezzlement. He was like, no, fuck that. I'm out here. I ain't doing that time.
Hey, you won't do the time if you don't do the crime.
It's crazy. People like Hogan told him, go ahead and do that race, brother. You won't get caught. People talk about Hogan like God of land of glory.
People have to work on their integrity, and there's a lot of ways to get money legally here. We live in an age where social media is at its all-time high, and there's many legal ways to obtaining extraordinary wealth, right? Especially with the big instrument of social media. You do YouTube, Instagram model, brand ambassador. There's so many things that you can facilitate. Generational wealth, depending on some of the small moves you make. So
it said the government official wanted to take money and all the other stuff from people.
Yeah,
and then wanted to face up to his consequences. Like, you should have did it. If you didn't want to live up to the consequences, you should have did it. All right, let's do one more story to get about it here. This is a very sad story we locally. There is a very famous regional shoe store called Shoe City here. That's been around freaking forever.
Your city, my city, the Shoe City.
Shoe City. They had classic commercials. You look them up.
Shine City.
You can look them up online. Their website shut down a couple of days ago. It was ycmc.com. They shut down. Apparently, the stores are going bankrupt. They got brought out, I think, last year by a different company, and the store has filed bankruptcy this year. So apparently, the stores are about to be closing soon. All the regional stores are going to be closing soon. They owe millions to like Nike and Reebok, Adidas, Asics, New Balance, Puma, all that. They owe millions to those companies because, again, when you buy these shoes, you buy them on consignment and credit. You actually pay for it all at once.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Sioux City because growing up, that was a spot to go to, and I always had, besides from the shoes, they had some pretty good fits there as well. Yeah, it was a staple here in Baltimore.
Yes,
especially Mondoman,
East Point Security,
all
downtown.
I think Orange Mills, like they were everywhere.
If we went to Woodlawn on it, the main was right. The main factory was right.
The whole little factory.
Right across. The main headquarters right across. Yeah.
Right there, they had a headquarters. So, shout out to Sioux City. I mean, sometimes it's hell of a run.
Sometimes you luck right out the business, man.
Sometimes you gotta update your economics courses, and then you'll still have a business. But
It's sad. It's sad to see them go, but
it's
man,
sad. But
it is what it is.
some things have to come to an end, and then
They do. They do.
we'll see. What gets replaced, and hopefully it'll be something that's good for the community as well. And provides a great service, man. But shout out to Sioux City.
Yeah, shout out to the city, man.
That's all we got.
Thank y'all for watching the Simply Awesome podcast. We appreciate everyone for watching. The people overseas, the people here in America, the space station, we see y'all.
We see y'all.
Everybody over the world, all the galaxy, Andromeda Galaxy, we see y'all. We see y'all listening. We're your co-hosts, Royalstatik,
That's right.
and Zach Poppy. We out.
We gone.